Welcome back to a nightmare.
We're live.
What?
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, imagine we're in the middle of a church that's about to be overrun with demons. Or demon abominations, demon adjacency. Let's say that. There's
I,
some demon.
I don't think it's nice to talk about your friends as demon and
I
abominations.
mean,
But I'm glad we have the
We have
recap out of the
feelings,
way.
you know.
Hi, everybody. My name's Corey. You just heard Tarek, Howard, and Sarah. And the guy who was quiet, that's Matt. We're here playing Vallanthia, Open D6. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's a perilous, perilous situation. I'd like to thank my patron scrolling on the upper right-hand corner, right up there. Hey, if you want to, you can help us out. Well, you can help us out by just subscribing. And who's our dude today?
she's our special gal.
She is our special gal. And you
She's
know,
our
I
special
feel like she can
shadow.
use it right now, which I'll mention more.
Yeah.
I think we can just get right on to it. We can go straight into the recap, and then we can jump right into the game. How does that sound, everybody? All right, Howard, take it away.
In the Light's Peace Asylum, our Howards dement and transform them into monsters. Tom and Esri have already been altered into corpulent, fleshy blobs. White Ape was first to succumb to the fear, but has regained his senses. Erda, who retained both his mind and his form, teleported to the hall that led to their planned escape tunnel, but no one made it to him. Their new friend Airdrek continues to fight the good fight, but Lieutenant Johan and his soldiers have all become monsters, hunting the party down. The monstrous form that was Esri now lies dying. And that is where we begin tonight's episode.
Hip hip hooray.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun writing that, to be honest. I enjoyed it. So I think we'll just keep the what do you call it, initiative order from last game, if everyone's cool with that. Sometimes I like to re-roll at the start of a new game, but we were still kind of going through the turns as this kind of broke down.
That's
so
true.
at the start of the round was just to say it real quick, Erda had a 17, Tom had a 16, White Ape had a 15. All of the NPCs went on 11, and then Esri will start to die some more on 4. So now that we've got all that out of the way, Erda, now that we've recapped, you feel confident to move forward and tell me what your character is doing at this moment.
Yeah. So I'm going back around to the front of the building because I'm assuming that's where we're gonna meet because we left the door locked down there.
Correct.
So yeah, I'm gonna try going around to the front and trying to get back into the chapel.
All right. So you're still on the other map. I'm going to look at it real quick, but I don't want to go through all the trouble. to
Oh
switch it
wait,
since everyone else
no,
is
I was
loading.
still in the prison, right? I haven't actually left the prison yet.
Right, because you're the
Right.
only one that didn't make it, I think, to the new map.
Yeah, so you know what? Well, if I'm still in the prison, I am gonna look for our king of Vallanthia.
Okay, that kind of still goes the same way if you're going to where you last saw him.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same. Yeah.
All right, so you're going to begin making your way there, even if you are running at a full tilt, as in like you do an athletics roll, because there's no one pursuing you. I'm just going to assume that you can move. I'll say you can move double your movement with no problem. If you go triple, I'll make your roll, because no one's pursuing you. What do you think?
I'll go.
He was in. Can you see where I'm pinging?
Nope.
Or you can't. You can't see that map, right?
Yeah, we're on a different map. You got to move the player tag.
Oh, you already ran down there. I see. Then, okay. Then you actually. I'm gonna go ahead and correct that real quick. But I'm gonna give you credit for your roll, which was good. And say that you can have rushed up there and taken a couple of extra quick physical actions. You check the door. You find that his gate, the bars that are across him, were unlocked.
Oh,
You open it, and you have enough time to search around it with your extra movement and see that there is definitely no one in that. Um, about those squares are about, I'm going to say, 10 meters wide, and because they're squares, they're 10 by 10. And there is definitely no one in it presently without a more thorough search, like a full investigation, searching for secret doors or hatches or something like that.
some escape route.
You know,
But-
you're definitely in what appears to be an empty room.
Okay.
And I'll give you that because you made the roll for the extra movement.
And the cell door or the room door was open.
Yeah,
So-
you like grabbed. It looked like it was closed, but when you touched it, it just swung. You were able to swing it open. You realized almost immediately you could open it, and then
Okay.
use your extra movement to run through the place. And you're like, he's not in here. You know that for a fact.
I'm gonna
You
assume
double check
then
the
that-
little dead end because it goes like 2 meters past his door. Is like a little dead end, and you can double check that, and you can be standing either in the room or in the dead end when you're done. But you did use all of your action to do that.
Sounds great.
All right, and so then we will move on. That was 17, so 16 is Tom, and Tom should be on the board where everybody can see.
Yes, I'm saddled up right next to Esri, who took damage last game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she's just kind of laying there in her big blobby form.
Just laying there
Black,
bleeding.
blobby
Okay.
sadness.
So, it wasn't a really good idea to come up top through the normal way, so I'm thinking about picking up Esri, heading back into the prison,
Yeah.
and trying to see if I can make
Okay.
my way to Erda.
For the record, behind you, do you see these blue dudes?
Yes.
Those are giant.
Those soldiers are not. They're not giant. They're normal size. Those soldiers saw y'all come up, and they looked like soldiers because all you can see is armor.
I don't know. I have to say, going back down into the mist, the basement might be the best way to go, because if they they'll be able to get back out through the secret entrance
Looking for
without having
they're
to fight
looking
through a
for
giant temple.
reinforcement of the good guard.
Die, and also doesn't want to risk getting exposed to more and more soldiers out here, or the corrupted soldiers.
All right, so
So
if
it might
you
have been a
want
mistake to go to the surface, because things have been kind of really weird since banishing the demon. So I think I want to go back, pick up Esri, and go back to the guys I can really trust to take care of the nice little stabby demons. Even though White Ape did nothing wrong, it's kind of weird how he's just making me follow him, but he's not doing anything against me.
I will say that Esri is clearly not going to resist you picking her up.
All right.
But if you want to run back that way, you have what are two, although albeit smaller than you, demonic people trying to stop you. They are still hostile and blocking your path.
I will.
So you will require to dodge, acrobatics, some sort of a roll to get past them. You can look through your skill list.
Yeah.
Tell me how you'd like to get past them and roll that, and I will decide on the appropriate difficulty. Just know that there's a difficulty level involved.
Just use your
going through a hostile group.
Just use your
prison after banishing the demon, and for some odd reason everyone getting a little smaller, I felt a little more robust. I feel I could probably kind of power through them a bit.
I mean,
So
if your physical
I would assume this
stat,
is a physique roll, huh?
yeah. If you got a good physique, just power through them, just
Yeah.
elbow
So
your
essentially,
way.
normally my physique is 4, but it's going to be a 5 because of the growth that Tom went through, right?
That is true. You are
Okay.
up one.
So I am gonna go ahead and do a physique roll, see
Before
how
you
it
do that,
goes.
Take -1 die so you can
Just gave me the rolling the dice thing. How do I just exit out of it?
What are you talking
I'm
about?
not sure.
Okay, well,
I just now saw your roll. Everything's like slowed down for me, apparently.
So should I just go ahead and re-roll or keep this roll?
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll it because honestly, if you keep this roll, then I would feel inclined to tell you that the final die was the 1.
Yep.
So let's just do a full re-roll.
And
A little better than the previous ones. So.
it's actually the exact same as the previous one.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, hopefully a 10 does.
No, it's actually better than the last one. Well, okay,
Like-
because the last one, the final die, his wild die was a 1. On this one, it was not the wild die that was the 1.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
if you calculate it all up, it's the exact same result. That's a 12 and this is 12.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Character die to try and get that 15.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about.
That's
doing
on. That is on you to decide. I already told you I will increase that there's an increased difficulty. You are carrying someone and running through 2 people, but I'm not telling
Or
you.
what
the
does the fate
exact
point do again?
difficulty. A
Doubles
fate
your
point
roll.
takes all of the dice you rolled and you roll them again, add them onto the first.
I mean,
Including
But
a new
it
wild
also
die, though.
still affects wild die. Yeah, the wild die is still affects.
I'm gonna go ahead and use a character point.
6 and it matters more.
Okay.
All right, with a 5, that brings you from 12 to 17.
All right. Will that help me succeed in my endeavor?
A larger number always helps you to exceed, succeed, or exceed, both. All right, either way, you it's like it's in the middle here, kind of slightly more on this side. The grid doesn't line up perfectly with the picture, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
But essentially you just need to move 2 squares because of your size. And
Hold
you
on,
will be
because unfortunately I can't seem to move my icon, so I'll just use my mini version.
Can you grow your mini version?
yeah, of course you can.
How?
There's little, when you click your icon, there's little, oh, I guess
Yeah,
you
just
can't.
click a corner box and drag it.
No, you can't. You can't do it. No, you have to
See
do
if I
it.
can't.
You
Oh,
Yeah.
you have that
Whoa.
control.
hang on. There you
There
go.
we go.
And now you're huge. And I'll move her with you.
Mhm.
But you're both going to go back to the other map anyway. But now we know how that works. So I'm going to go put you on the other map. And you can go 3
And then-
more spaces on the other map.
And I'll make your running roll to run away.
Okay. Well, I don't have access to the other map right now,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna wait for you to switch me out.
I will. And let me look real quick. That was Tom's action. Next is
No, he
Wyatt.
has another
Wyatt.
action. He's
Oh, he didn't. Oh, that's right. You're right. He saved.
Just continue making my way to Erda because,
Okay.
like, maybe
Did you want to
Erda
make
has...
a run check for an additional 5 spaces? At which point you only need to be, well, because you took an action,
Mhm.
you need to beat a 10 to get an extra 5 spaces on a
Okay, so
physique
will that
running.
be stamina, physique?
Physique running. Physique, and the
Physique
skill under
running.
physique is
Okay.
high for being huge.
Okay. Oh well,
Long
I mean, like
legs.
my base physique is 4, so
Right, so it'll be 5
Mhm.
dice because you have long legs. But if you don't have running, it
Mhm.
stops at 5.
Mhm.
So go ahead and make that roll.
all right.
All right. And therefore, you can get another 5 spaces.
All right.
For the record, had you said you wanted to try and get another 10 spaces and say that first, you would have gone twice as far. But I did tell you this last game, so I don't feel like I need to
Yeah.
give you anything.
Yeah, so I screwed the pooch on it this game, so I'll
All right.
I'll try to spend a little more effort next time.
All good. All right, so that's how that works. We're all good on that. And so I'm going to, when we get back to their map, I will help put you in the according place. In the meantime, I need to know what White Ape is doing before I decide if we need to, the majority of us, be on this map or the other map. White Ape, what are you doing?
I making sure that the knights aren't attacking me. I'll be like, don't attack me. I surrender, please.
Okay. It's a streetwise, acumen streetwise to understand their motivations, if you'd like.
Right.
He says as he's covered in blood,
Acumen streetwise. I only have acumen. I don't have streetwise.
accompanied by 2.
Holding the skulls of the innocent. Don't attack me.
I have a 7. I have no idea what these guys. Maybe if it's easy.
All right. So at the moment, with a 7, I will say that they don't appear to be overly concerned with you. But beyond that, you're not entirely sure what's going on. Mostly, they're kind of freaked out, probably by the large, monstrous, blobby masses that were people that you used to know.
I will say, those large things are real people that need to be uncursed. We need to uncurse them.
They're totally not fake people.
All right.
Trust me.
I don't think you rolled that at 1 less die. So if you want to take an extra action now, you can make it, but at 2 less dice. So if you want to try and persuade them, you can roll a persuasion, but you're down 2 dice on that charisma check.
No, I'll just say it and they can believe me or not. I don't like.
Alrighty then. The words have been uttered. What happens is not your fault.
I'm also wearing stone armor.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Those hideous monstrosities aren't technically fake people. They're totally real people, but they're like weird people. So just if you're gonna stab them.
Well, when a malformed
They're not
gargoyle,
demons.
when some malformed gargoyle comes charging up out of an asylum to inform you that the blobby monstrosities are not your enemies, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
can I
That's like a solid.
It is.
Can I
And
take
it's
a
a
step?
bloody stone
Can I take a
gargoyle?
step though? Can I move right here?
You can, yes, you can. There's let's call it 2-step roll. So essentially, you can go into the adjacent hex or square, depending on the map.
Thank you. I would like to go there, please.
Yes,
Because
you can move to right there.
I don't know
you
what's
can
going to
also,
happen.
if you choose, change your facing, which means you can spin your body.
Ooh.
And that only matters if I have people like creeping up behind you.
It
which
matters
right now
'cause
you
they're-
have your back to 2 people that might stab you in a moment. So
I
you might
know.
wanna
I
change
will
your
turn
facing.
around and be like, start taking some steps back. Like,
Yes.
there-
So yes, as a free action, so that we're clear, it's called the 2-step rule. You can move to the adjacent hex or square, whatever the map is, and you may change your facing as a free action every turn you have.
woo, I do that.
I just love the mental image of a bloody gargoyle running up and going, "Trust me, they're people."
I'm not a gargoyle. I have like a stone.
Did you see a guy
breastplate,
that looks like a
pauldrons.
snowman made out of rocks? And is he telling us that the blobby monsters are things that we should care about?
That one thing was a mushroom. I'm like 90% sure. It was
I
a
don't
big
know.
mushroom.
I've never seen a mushroom that was
Prejudice.
A giant
I mean-
mushroom, yes.
Is
It's
my
an-
head,
it's
is my
an
face
even more
covered, or is it
enormous
not covered? I was
giant
thinking I had like a
mushroom.
stone cap on or something, and like,
It can actually be as you describe it, but if
Yeah.
you don't describe it, I'm going to assume it's just like a base rock cover.
oh no, it looks like armor. Like it
Oh,
looks
okay.
like it looks like a stone breastplate and some stone pauldrons. And,
Oh, okay. Yeah, because if you don't describe it, I'm like, you look like that rock thing from, what was that Star Trek, not Star Trek movie, Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I know. I don't want that.
Rock, 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 rock.
In fact, there are 2 like holes in the stone cap for my horns to come out.
Oh, nice. I like that. Cool. All right, so that's your stuff. I think I am going to switch the main screen over here to the other map now. So let's see if I can figure it out. Give me just a moment. Sometimes I'm smart, sometimes I'm not. All right, hopefully we're now on the other map. And now I need to, or actually, it's better if y'all do it. I need Tom and Esri to drag their characters to this point, and then I will count off his additional. He had 3 steps and 5 steps. So this is Tom. Let me make you big. There you go.
Yeah, Big Tom.
All right, so you came down here. 1, 2, 3, and then did you want to go towards your other large people, right?
Yes, I want to try to make it
4,
into the secret
5.
passage.
All right, they are not hostile, so 8, 9, 10. You just can.
All right.
It's perfect. Sarah, did you pull
Sarah.
a character in?
I did not. So I need to go to my character sheet to do that,
Yes,
right?
go to your character, just the name.
No, not your character sheet.
your sheet.
Just go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So
Corey.
you're gonna click the journal where you click on your character sheet, but you're gonna click and hold the name on, like you're gonna click and hold the word Esri, and then drag that to the map, and boop, your character will appear.
I see you.
I did that, but she's tiny.
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
It's that you're black,
She's not
you can't
that
see
tiny.
yourself.
And they all look alike, is what I heard. She moved. All right.
You're such a
Great.
racist, I swear. The elves are going to get
I'm
you.
a complete racist against elves. It's absolutely
You are.
true.
Thinking all us elves look alike. The nerve.
I'll pretend that my family's on the background
Those-
who can hear me
Those
saying
elves think they rule the
things.
world, but we know better. We're gonna take them down.
Yeah. So anyway, it's not me saying horrible things. It's the game master persona. It's not a real person.
That's quite an excuse you've got
Hey,
there.
if y'all get the I was in character excuse, I feel like I should too. All right, so you two are here. Hope everyone can see it. And therefore, just past this mob of people that don't seem to have a problem with you, they look exactly as you remember. They're your normal friends. This place feels smaller. Maybe it's your just confidence growing as you travel through these halls that you know so well. Also, at this point, you no longer see the red mist. Everything looks fine to you.
This is fine now.
These guys are looking around as you're passing them.
This is fine now.
They
This
are
is fine.
asking questions. They're like, "Where'd they go? Well, with the monsters?" And if you respond, let me know. They'll ask both
like,
Tom and Esri. Although Esri's more of a
Yeah.
moment. Perfect.
Uh,
Nailed it.
So, like, can we understand each other clearly because of the effect of the mist? Like, sort of like,
You understand them just fine. Just like I said, they're
oh,
where'd
can
they
they
go?
understand me if I try to talk with them?
You understood them.
Okay. So I'm just so if it comes out broken in Vallanthia, I'm just gonna say they attacked Esri. Not friendly upstairs.
All right, that's fair. All right, and it is now their go, which is why I said they were asking. To be honest. All right, I'm trying to figure out how I
Hey,
can nail just them.
Aren't these
and not
lovely
you guys.
ladies out of the
And I
cage?
can't. Hang on.
Gotta pinch them on the skit. Yeah,
What
you got
happened-
closer.
What happened to the scullery maids?
No. Hey, there we go.
Howard, what happened to the scullery maids? I thought they
All
let
right,
them out.
so they are going to charge upstairs. I've already moved them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going to make a roll.
Hey, Howard, what happened to the scullery maids? I thought they let them out.
There was a guy who was gonna, and then he got confused and forgot because his thinking's muddled.
Oh, got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Which I made a note to myself in my notes. I actually did write that down because I remembered saying that he noticed them. It was like, these poor babes are stuck. Because he's into the bigger ladies, and they are 2 big ladies. Normally, not even when they're, blobified. Then that was his thing. But then, rubber thinking took over, and he decided to run after you guys.
We were fleeing, and he did think we were months.
Exactly. And which I'm calling rubber thinking because most of their bodies are rubber. I'm going to roll first for the blue dude, and then once for the other dude, the other entire group. All right. So both of them are able to do exactly what I wanted, which was triple their movement. So that is 8 to here, and then 9, and then they're going to get 6 steps into the other map. So goodbye, all of you. Bloop. And we have to go back to the other map for that fun. Yay! Why do we have to? Why did we have to have two maps? Why did y'all have to go that way and not through the tunnel like I had planned? It's like you players know what you're supposed to do and immediately do the exact opposite.
Yep, that was our whole goal, just to make your day hard.
I mean,
Well,
I think
That's why I'm laying here bleeding too.
accurate.
And I hate all of you. Just so we're clear.
I don't see any supplies here.
Oh, that's right. There was a blockage up here that I forgot that they would have to run through. I don't think any of them made it based on that roll. So they're all actually going to stop here. So that is 3 reds and a blue I need to pull out.
3 reds and a blue.
3 reds and a blue. I know they have names, but at the moment they're blobby flesh monsters that want to kill you. So who cares about their names? Johann and
We cared at
the
one point.
rest.
Sebastian.
Bach,
There was a Bach.
Strauss. I don't know. Mozart. I think that actually was all their names. Did I get all of them?
I think so, yeah.
All right. I think Johann was the hooded dude, right?
Yes.
And then you
Sure,
had...
why not?
You know, you can
One
just
of
take the
those?
icons from the other one and do a Control C and then a Control V on the new map, and they'll all appear.
You know, you say that like I didn't delete them. But I did, dude. You don't know stuff.
You just need to control.
You don't know Howard think
Control X, Control V.
They were deleted, sir. Their lives were meaningless now.
Dilemma deleted.
The bugs have been yeeted.
think
It's
that's the right
hot
size.
here
You
too,
go for
Sarah.
it.
It's hot here
There we
too.
go.
Seriously, I got a fan running in the background. It's 75 here in Anchorage. It's pretty hot.
See, I thought he was just
feel-
bragging like his wife is there, and therefore
I feel
things are
nothing
hot.
for you because it's been in the 90s and the hundreds, Texas.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Well, nope. I'm gonna go like this. Yay! And say that they're that way-ish, and somehow fitting in that hallway. All kind of blocked up by these dudes because none of them made it past. And that is where things stand as we move on to.
Is there
I think
squeezing?
Esri is next, but Esri is not yet at a full minute, and therefore doesn't need to make a death check technically because she can't fail it at this point. Which goes back up to Erda.
Okie dokie. I continue my way since he's not here. If he's not in the place, I'm assuming he got out safely. So I'm gonna start heading back up toward the chapel.
All right. Let me get back to your map.
1, 2.
I left you here, but you couldn't see yourself all the time. You were either going to be inside of that or in the dead end. Your choice.
Yeah, in the dead end.
All right.
So-
That's
1, 2,
I don't like to
3,
look at those
4,
dudes.
5. So I can get to here
yeah.
with a basic walk.
Yeah, with basic walking, absolutely. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, you can get to here technically because you know where the door is.
Okay.
Because we're using. I'm nice. I'm using D&D rules that say that diagonals count as the same.
Well, that's sweet of you.
Yeah, that
That's
is.
You're
very
welcome.
nice.
Remember,
Um,
hexagons are
If
the
we
best
ever
hexagons.
switch to hexagons, y'all are gonna miss it.
We're gonna be screwed.
Yep.
All right, that's me. I'm just going back up.
All right, so you're just wandering at normal speed out of the place. But you know what? You've
you're
got the
right.
marks on here that say that you're not feeling your best and you're out of combat. So it's probably the best idea.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Now that I'm in my safe hole, I'm just gonna like. Well, actually. Yeah, this is fine. I'll go at this
All right.
leisure.
Cool. All right. And then after Erda at 1716 is Tom. Tom, you are carrying her on your back. You are in the tunnel that leads to safety.
So I want to see if I can push Tom to like try to get to the secret passage as quickly as possible.
Sure.
Because I sense that
Absolutely.
there's a little demon scampering about that could be made useful.
Well, you have you can ignore all your wound penalties currently, and you are at +1 physique. So even if you don't have running, you're still rolling 5 dice, I believe.
Okay.
So if you want to just have some extra running and make it down this hall and head down to where you know to be to start getting out of here, you absolutely can.
Okay, so there's no dice penalties for the distance I'm trying to make over there, right?
Well, there are skill checks for the distance. The question
Okay.
is, do you want to go double, which instead of 5 boxes will be 10 boxes? If you want to go triple, that'll be 15 boxes, and you'll need to roll at least a 10 or more.
Let's go with
Go
triple.
quadruple, then you have to roll a 15 or more. You tell me what you want to roll first, and then you roll it.
All right, I'm going to roll for triple.
All right, so just need to beat a 10.
All right.
With a physique roll, running if you have it.
Okay. Yank.
Why don't you gonna roll like a 20 and be ashamed? Ah!
But that one wild die.
Yeah, it would have fucked you.
It
mean, that's a
would have. It
15.
absolutely would have. Because you rolled a 20, but the wild die would have taken the 6 away.
It's a
making it
15.
14.
No, the one still counts, so it's a 15.
Oh, the one counts. It's a
No,
15.
No,
He's
it's
right.
it's a 14.
No, 20. Yeah.
It's a 14.
Yeah. It's
Is
a
it
14.
a 14? Oh, I guess so.
Yeah.
But
So
Howard,
it's
what were
good
you
that you
laughing
did.
about? Had the roll been a 20?
Oh, yeah. Had the roll been a perfect 20, that would have been amazing. And it looked like it was for a second. Until it's pointed out your wild die.
Well,
So
at the
you're
very
right,
least,
sir.
I can keep that as a.
You can do exactly what you wanted, which is roll. You can run exactly 15 boxes.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Can't believe
5,
that
6,
you're down.
7,
So
8,
can-
9, 10, 11. This is 12 right here through this door.
So physique running 2. All right.
I'm going to say,
13, 14,
if I
15.
get bowled over by a mushroom carrying a shadow, I'm going to be frustrated.
You're going.
Frustrated.
You're going. This is the way I wanted to die.
Yeah. This is exactly how the gypsy woman said I would die.
To be fair, I'm going to put you through what I put the guards through. You're going to get right here, but you're going to see what you presume to be a hostile, and you're going to be stopped because your roll did not exceed what it would require to pass the hostile.
Okay.
So you're going to get to right here and stop, and you're going to see what looks kind of like a tiny demon wearing Erda's cape and carrying his sword, and that looks up at you and hisses with its big tongue like flapping and like drool just boiling out of its mouth. Blah. And that is what you see, but it is wearing his cloak and holding his sword, so clearly it killed him and took trophies.
Yeah, and impressively too, because he's carrying a big ass fucking sword.
So that is what you see at the end of your turn. And then, let's see, Erda, you go on. Or, I'm sorry. Tom went on 16. 15 is White Ape.
Yep,
who
I'm
is
back on the other map.
On the other map, right. Dang it. Just trying to make my life hard with your 2 mapness. Let's see. That is the Temple of Light. Hey,
So-
it worked. Cool.
I have a question before I go and do anything. There was a preacher that was preaching out to the masses out here, that Johann walked up to and like
Why don't you ping that again? Because I don't see where you were pinging.
Okay, he was out here talking to the masses in the main hall,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and Johann talked to him and asked permission to go into the asylum. So I assume he's in charge, and they went to an office to talk. Do I remember where that office is? Can I make it to that office?
Oh yeah, they went to an office talk, and he gave him the pointy sword.
That's right, I was there.
Yeah. Offhand, I don't remember where I decided at that point that was. So I'm going to randomly say it was here-ish.
Can you shift click that?
Maybe. Let's try that.
Oh no, that's so far away. Okay.
That's a great office. It makes a lot of sense. I think I would have chosen it. I could be completely wrong, but it looks pretty to me right now, and I'm going to go with it.
There's like a bar in there with like stairs going down.
It does look like, holy crap. You know what? I think that stairs going down might have been where I sent y'all originally. Man, I should write this stuff down on what I chose on the map. I need to make like a map key.
But that's the room now, huh? That's his office
That's
space?
going to be the room now because I've already picked it and I don't feel
All
like
right.
going back on that.
I need to run there, and because like I don't know if I can convince these guards, and if I convince these guards, I don't know if I can convince Johan to stop. So I need to find somebody who can undo curses, and this guy's the guy in charge. So I think that's my best bet. So let's go there with a running check. God, I suck at this. I have stamina, and not running as a skill.
But you have some physique,
Oh, I should
right?
put the battle map up on the stream. You're right. Let me put the map up so everyone can see. Guys, there's the map. I'm so sorry.
Oh, have you not been flicking through the maps like I have?
No, I haven't.
Hey, those at home, that's Corey's fault.
That is my fault. I've been eating flaming hot Cheetos. Here we go.
All he knows is eat hot chip and lie.
So to move double costs is an easy roll of 5, and to move
Right.
triple is a hard
Is
roll
10.
at 10. The thing is I only have 2 dice on physique, so I can only move double. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, in theory, you could move triple. I mean,
In theory, I can do a lot of things. In theory,
If wild dice are on your side,
You know,
could just
in
zoom
theory,
through the entire place like the Flash.
in theory, there's a multiple universe where I've already done this. That's a great theory. Double.
But Kane the Conqueror has already destroyed you.
Oh, look at that. Oh, God, they're here. Oh, God. I'm here. Okay.
That is slightly worse than average.
There I go.
It's really bad. All right, so you can move 3 boxes in your intended direction, and you kind of stumble and don't get to do what you intended to do.
Okay. That's good. That's where I am. I scream a lot while I do that. Ah!
I think that essentially you started to run, and you have all this bulky rock armor on that you're not accounting for, and you just get caught on like the edges of things, and you're like, oh,
Yeah. And that I'm surprised they got up here so fast. I'm just like, God, no. They're here.
All right, so that is White Ape's turn, and White Ape went on 15. After you is all the Nipsies. It's all up to me to do things. I like it better when my Nipsies are all together. It makes my life so much easier. And at the moment, they're all on this map, conveniently. The current NPCs that see you running this way from this direction are not offended by your approach. I mean, you look like a guy wearing rock armor, but they're not near as horrific as the demon monsters that Erdrek is already aware of. So therefore, they aren't going to freak out too much. They see you running. He's going to take 2 steps forward, 3 steps forward, because he can, without even really rolling anything, and say, what is going on? Because he doesn't know. Erdrek does know what's going on, sees where you're running, but he doesn't really know things like common tongue, useful stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have him make an intelligence roll, which is not his best.
Yeah, that's why you needed me.
All right. By the way, this is at a +2. Neat. All right. So he tries to figure out what you're doing. He knows that you're going that way, that you want something that way, but he didn't know what. So he's just going to take off running that way and make a physique roll at a -1 because he already made an intelligence check. And there you go. He can still triple his roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. All right. He takes off running. He doesn't know what for. He hopes it's obvious when he gets there. He runs. He's gonna eventually like burst into the room and look around, hoping that like in World of Warcraft, that there's just an item that is sparkling or has like some sort of aura about it that he knows that that's what you interact with to do the next thing in the quest.
He wants the guy with the little marker over his head, and he can click on that guy.
And when he doesn't see any of that happening, he's gonna be like, oh. Because he failed his intelligence check. And that's it for Airdrek. That leaves us with blobs. What are my blobs doing? My blobs are going to... They're entrusted with a very important mission of killing people that look like this, and this, and this. And this guy is like right here. And the one they can all basically see. So they're gonna all attack him, and I'm just gonna roll him dead so that we can move on.
All right.
Except he's stuck to my other guy. Get off of him. There you go. Would you just die nicely? Jeez. Some people are so rude about the way they die. Oh.
Yeah,
All right, so they all attack that guy and beat him to nothingness. In front of this guy, it's his action now to be horrified. He's going to make a metal check as a reflex, basically. He's going to do it to see if he runs away. And that sounds good. So he's going to use his actual action to flee, which he has 3 dice, and he's going to attempt to triple his roll. 10 exactly. Boom. Goodbye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's had enough of that. This guy is around the corner, didn't see it. Sees that dude running, will make 1 step here and make his metal check. Figure out what's going on, and then maybe run away. Brave Sir Robin ran away. He's not scared of the other guy. I'm going to say he only wants to double his roll. Oh, but he should have tripled. Oh, well. He was not as scared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Yep. He sees giant blob monsters that have obliterated somebody, and these guards are bailing. They don't know what's going on. They were not prepped for this one.
This is not good.
They're not happy to see 4 giant blob monsters. Hey, I was trained to kill a demon. Yes. I was not trained to kill them in the plural. And those are 4 big giant blob monsters. All right, I believe that is all my NPCs. I think Airdrek, all the guards, all the normal guards, and blob guards went. So we can move on from all of me to all of Esri. It has still not been a minute. We're at like 30 seconds. It's been a tough half minute. Erda, I will switch it back to the other. What is that?
That's Esri. That's Sarah messing up something.
Sarah, your taste in music sucks balls.
That wasn't music. That was an advertisement that wouldn't shut up.
Yeah, you're gonna give me content flagged.
Oh, it's pretty bad. All right, so
You get a video content flagged and taken down.
All right, so Corey, switch our maps, and Erda, what you up to? You see a giant mushroomy blob monster, which you kind of recognize only because you've ever seen one particular giant mushroomy blob before. And while this blob is much blobbier than the mushroomy thing you knew, it's still a giant mushroom, and it's the same colors as the person you do. I'm going to say you can guess. just because you haven't met any other mushrooms.
I teleport away.
All right. So that's 5 boxes away, right?
Yeah, basically going out of here.
All right, you go poof. And there's no roll for it, but you have no other actions this turn.
Exactly. I'm
All
just
right,
oh, nope. He's not even gonna fit in here, so nope.
Hey, look, daylight, nice, kind blue skies, birds chirping, people milling about to the distance as they travel down the normal cobblestone paths as you are in an alley next to the church.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
You, sir, have escaped the entire thing. Get your XP. You're good. No, I'm just kidding. No, you aren't out yet. You just wish you were. But after you, I believe, is it Tom?
Of course I'm not out yet, because there's a giant mushroom that's about to force himself through a tiny opening.
And you know, he's a contortionist. He's just
gonna
be
like
surprised
do
what
some
my
gross can do.
Ew. It's gonna be weird
He's
and
gonna
freaky.
grow himself into the wall, and then like take over the entire thing and regrow himself outside.
Yep, that's basically what it's gonna probably look like.
This is like one of those weird Elseworlds in comic books where it's like a dark future, and Tom has like grown himself into every facet of the city. You know, like
Everyone's
the
Cronenberg of Talm, like a part of Talm.
like you know how all the
Oh,
superheroes.
that's horrible too. But I was imagining more the king of the Mushroom Kingdom in the original Super Mario Brothers movie.
I was thinking, you know, like how in comic books all the superheroes have some dark fate, like the Flash has to run on a hamster wheel to power the city constantly or something like that. Tom is like has a fate of that, like that's his fate, something like that. Something.
Ouch.
All right, so Tom, what are you gonna do? You made it up there. You saw something that looked like a demonic version of Esri, or not Esri, Urda, or maybe something that killed Urda and took his clothes. You're not sure, but it just vanished in front of you. But it was in the escape tunnel.
So I am going to have Tom yell while chasing after the little imp, Erda, help Esri, as he's crawling through the secret tunnel.
Perfect. Would you like to?
I mean, I will say this, Matt.
Face from now, where was it? It was Spirited Away.
I will say this, Matt. I feel like you or your character doesn't understand what seeing an enemy is supposed to imply.
What? An enemy?
An enemy.
An enemy?
You're like, hey, enemy, guy that is like potentially a murderous demon, come and help my friend.
Like I'm of the mindset that because of the blood red mist, like we've seen those people who were bigger before. So Tom is like probably like thinking, maybe I'm being affected by the mist and like I'm being attacked and I'm seeing something weird because I'm like on a weird trip. Or this is an actual hellscape that I'm going.
How strong is your
so he's kind of like
ability?
going half and half in like. Okay, I really hope that this is. I really hope that this is Erda because no one aside from those other soldiers attacked me.
What's your character's metal rank?
You know what? Let's take a look at that.
Not
Under charisma.
Tom just thinks that this is just like elven puberty, and that we
having like extremely great mental
All right, so let's
both.
You want me to make a roll for it? I can do that.
Both Erda.
No, he's
and
asking if you have the skill of metal.
I don't.
Both Erda.
That's the skill that's supposed to apply as your like willpower to focus your mind and stay strong.
No, he just thinks that this is elven puberty, and both Erda and White Ape hit elven puberty at the same time, and this is the next form of an elf.
It gets smaller and ugly, like just kind of nasty, lizard-like, with big, like floppy tongues
I
and
was in the
drool.
cell for so long that I've just slowly decomposed into this.
All right, then let's kill the little chihuahua then. That stole my friend's clothes. How about that?
That
No,
makes a
not
lot of
really.
sense. It's sort of like the only real problem here is that you were kind of assuming the correct answer without any real reason to explain why you were doing it, other than meta. And I'm not saying you're being meta. I'm just saying I didn't see a reason for you to guess the right answer.
Okay, so like so you remember we already guessed that we were in the demon's like blood mist, right? And
Yeah.
we already are aware of what was happening to
Yeah,
like
and
the
I did
cook.
state that you no longer see the mist, like it has faded from around you.
Okay, so we can operate under the character's assumption that maybe, just maybe, after banishing the demon, it just cleared out, but it still has some weird lingering after effects.
Maybe, but choosing to believe that it had a lingering after effect that made all of the people that are fine seem like they might still be fine and that you are in fact the one infected is sort of like assuming the right answer without having made any roll to assume that you should have the right answer.
Okay. So let's just go under the assumption that Tom is just seeking safety. Like he is trying to get Ezri out of a bad situation. He went up the church, was attacked for it with Ezri. Now Ezri is down. He just wants to get out of there with his friend and make sure that they're both alive.
So I thought for a moment that what you were saying was, as you chased after Erda, is that you were saying, Erda, help me, as you were chasing this demon, thinking the real Erda must be nearby because this demon had Erda's clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Erda would pop up naked and afraid, but empowered by the sight of his mushroom friend, who therefore would follow you to fight for his clothes and his sword.
Lead me, mushroom.
You know, that sounds like a fun suggestion.
Lead me into tomorrow world.
And I forgot to move her character icon earlier, or she did. One of us did.
Honestly,
but she is with you.
I think the most likely scenario is that Tom thinks there's something horribly wrong with his other friends, but he doesn't know what to do about it, and he's just kind of freaking out in the moment.
That's what I would. That's my thing. I was assuming, like, either something's messing with my mind or something's wrong with everybody. I don't know which one is true.
Right.
We need to get out of the mist to figure out the correct answer. And once we got out of the mist, all the guards attacked them. They seemed big and blobby, so now I'm like, okay, my friends are cursed. I get it now.
Makes sense, yeah. You at least have a reason to understand that since we've been attacked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you are not currently affected.
Exactly.
So you believing your own eyes is not as weird as someone automatically choosing to not believe their own eyes,
Yeah.
but instead to
Choosing
guess
just
the
to-
right answer.
Yeah.
Without having
Tom,
made a roll
Tom
to do so.
honestly probably thinks there's something wrong with his other friends.
Right. Although I really like the idea that you assume that there's a naked and afraid Erda.
That was really
Or that
He's
it's
like
elven.
hiding like in one of the prison cells, like his
Yeah.
clothes
Erda,
like stolen
this
from
dude's
him.
got your clothes.
Or
You
it's
don't realize
elven
it's just-
puberty.
Is Erda just gets bullied by everybody. Just super easy to bully, and so this little runt walked by and was like, "Give me your clothes," and he was like, "Oh God, don't go for me. Take my soul."
So
He's like,
so
"Oh,
currently
what am I gonna
Erda
do?"
and took off running.
Erda and King Huber Valon are hiding in this cell.
Exactly. Naked and like warming each other's bodies.
It'll be over soon.
God.
It'll be over soon.
Don't send someone for us.
This red mist is not doing anything for my hair.
It's frizzy. I'm sorry. Oh, that's great.
All right. So you want to move on out of the tunnel? Are you going to try and increase your speed? Up to you.
Yeah.
It's $5, $10, $15. Tell me how many boxes you want to run, then roll your physique running skill.
You know what? Let's go for triple again.
All right, so for a triple, you need to roll a 10 or better normally.
All right.
You have 5 dice.
I was gonna say, okay, here's the thing. I was gonna say, please roll low, so that you didn't barrel out, because I said I teleported out of the hole. So I'm like standing right at the door of this thing, going, "Yes, I escaped that horrid being," and you're charging down the fucking tunnel and Mach 3, breaking the sound barrier. You're gonna run me off the cliff and like send me flying.
Yes. That is amazing and probably what's going to happen. For the record.
When you said
As
3
this
times, I'm
like mushroom
oh God,
blob
I'm
flies into the air, probably barreling into a building, causing catastrophic damage. Oh my God.
All right, for the record, it was actually harder than you thought. There was an additional difficulty that you were unaware of. Y'all made that tunnel small, unaware that you would ever be large-sized creatures.
Ooh.
And therefore, there was an additional disadvantage that you didn't know about. Basically, you were 10 points down on that challenge, which means you needed to roll a 20 to get down it, or you were going to be, like, stuck up in it, like, you know, just a clot in a tube of toothpaste or something. It was just not going to happen. But you, in your weird ductile form, basically you noticed that the place seemed smaller than you remember, and you assumed this must be the fault of, obviously, White Ape not listening to your clearly, you know, designed
Frame.
frame, because you're the real architect. You're the one who explained how to make it, and you're having trouble making through this tunnel. So that's obviously on White Ape. And as you're making it through, you in your amazing ductile form, you turn slightly and curl yourself. And as you do, you wrap your, I'm going to call it legs, the back end or bottom end of your stalks around your friend that you are dragging behind you, easily pulling her through, and comes snake-like erupting out of the hole is this giant blue mass until the top of your form just erupts outward as like the big hat top of your fungus form,
like just bulging for a second, and then
pa, exactly. And then you have the rest of your, you know, glowing green stalk come up, pulling forth to safety your friend Esri, as you have erupted out of this with no problem, making all the movement you need. You see as you pass him the form of Urda, the form of the demon wearing Urda's clothing and carrying its sword. And as you sidestep it, move out, and are holding your friend safely and lowering her to the ground, knowing that she is still wounded and still bleeding out and in need of medical attention, that is the end of your turn.
Dang. That's quite an event.
I just imagine like the bowl, like the top of his bulb, like coming out and then the cap bursting out, and then it looking like he's literally growing from the cellar. And everybody on the street.
The ground is having an erection. Run!
Oh God! What? Why is the building shitting? Oh God! Why?
That's totally not the image we needed, but thanks.
That's the image that.
It's the image. This is not the image we needed. It's the image we deserved.
All right, moving on forward.
All right, White Ape, I have switched the maps. Hint to Corey.
I don't know if I can outrun these guys. Shoot.
Well, you can, as long as you don't roll like a total chump like you did last time.
Well, I'm more than likely going to roll like a total chump like I did last time.
I know. I'm just throwing it out there. If only you had a convenient go-to red.
Is this a bench?
Allow me to zoom in on the map. I think that is a bench.
I think that's a bench.
Yeah,
sit on the
that is
bench.
absolutely it. Somebody took like a pew, turned it sideways. It was like, here's a place to sit. And we
Right.
have people we want to talk to, and they have to like
take
wait
a
outside
seat.
the
These
principal's
guys are
office.
giants. They're not going to be able to see me if I roll and hide under the bench.
Awesome. You can jump under there. It's an intelligence hide check.
I have hide. It's acumen hide, actually. Hide is an
Acumen hide. I apologize. I don't have an actual character sheet open in front of me.
I have
giving a
hide at
random
4
guess.
dice, so I'm.
Hide the heck out of that under that bench. You the man.
That's pretty good.
That's a good hide roll. All right, cool. All right, keep track of that. If I have to ask you later, I mean,
And
I
they're
got it at the moment.
and
but we
they're
don't know.
super tall, so they probably won't even. They probably have a disadvantage to see me at that height.
Yeah, and they might. And I actually know what the advantages and disadvantages are to acumen on this effect that they're under, so I'm aware already.
Excellent.
All right, cool. So that was White Ape, and now on 11, all of the NPCs go. We'll start with the big blobby people that are threatening people. We got 2 guys that ran down that hall, just like demons would. So I feel like we would give them chase, but they did see you cross their path and go that way. Or did they? Let's see. Basically, I'm only really going to give one guy a roll because he was smarter than the rest of them. It's not his physique. It's based off his intelligence. So, +2. All right. So, we are good. They saw those dudes run, and they're going to get them. That's it. Hang on. Before I move them back real quick and do the roll. First we'll start with Johan, and then the others. They're going to attempt to. I'm going to say triple. Oh, you know what? I don't think I'd be giving them their extra die. I'm going to do that now. First, Johan. Yeah, that's my triple. And plus some. And the other guys. Still good. All right, great. They're all going to go 1.
Well, hot damn, Johan.
Hang on. They get to here, which honestly is too far. I'm going to move this guy up to here. And they're going to be unable to attack, really, because they rolled it to catch up. But because they rolled to catch up, I'm going to have them move to here. Oh, wait. Not including the good guy. There we go. To try and just group around everybody. And these 2 guys can change facing. If I can figure out how to do it. It looks easy when I'm describing it to other people. The problem is every time I try to change facing, one of the other buttons gets in the way. There we go. All right, so we got 2 on that guy, and these 2 can actually continue moving to catch up to the other dude.
They just went Monstars on these guys.
They did. All right, so those guys are definitely engaged, but unfortunately cannot attack them. So these guards may live. Can't have that, but they're trying.
It's like the Monstars version of Charles Barkley. They're all Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
They're all.
Eric still thinks he needs to get in that room for some reason. You don't know what he's looking for, though, which is going to make it fun.
And he's not going to be able to see White Ape coming behind him. He probably is like, oh, no, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just show up early, and then he'll come.
Yeah, he
both
thinks
be
White Ape
there.
is coming, so he doesn't know what's going on. He's always at a physique of 5, so he's going to go running up in there. We'll say triple. Can you beat a 10? Yeah, no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 50. He's in the middle of the room. Just chilling out right there. No idea what's happening. Staring around, confused. But man, he got there fast. He's very proud of himself. All right, I got some guards that are now facing off with monsters, 2 each. This guy has them behind him, so he's going to try and run. This boy here, he's going to run.
Oh my God, this place is
dodge
huge.
and run. Hmm?
This place is huge. I just noted. I tried to scroll down to the entrance, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh yeah, the temple is huge. Did I
Yeah.
not mention the
You
temple has a
remember
bigger
that?
place? Yeah, there's a lot of this place. So you're gonna try to
Good
yeah,
news
just
is
try
there's
and
a
straight
whole
up run.
barrack.
He's just at a disadvantage or a 5-point difference. So he's gonna try and run. We'll say double. Here we go. All right, so that does make it for a double. Oh wait, well it already made it, so it really doesn't matter what happens with that extra die. But I'll roll it just because. Oh, I should have said I'd try to triple. Yeah, well. Oh well. So anyway, he's gonna roll. He made it to roll 10 spades. Oh, not you. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. This guy is basically screwed. I think he's gonna try and fight. You know what? He's going to go crazy and try and stab the both of them, like with a cool swing across the both of them. So that's 2 strikes at 2 each. The second one actually hit. Not the worst thing he could have done. Cool. This one took some damage. He's trying. These guys are screwed. I think that's all my NPCs. I believe everybody's now gone. Which, at that point, brings us down to Esri. We're at 40 seconds in. You're still bleeding out, but you don't have to roll anything yet. 2 rounds away from actually starting to make your death checks. Top of the round, Erda.
Okay, so he is. Is he in my way of getting to the front of the chapel?
Not enough that it would affect you if you had to run by him. Like, you don't need like in a special acrobatic checks or anything to move by him because it's not a confined area. You want me to go ahead and move the? Well, I don't even know if I have a map for the outdoors of the chapel.
I'm just gonna tell him, stay out of sight, man, and then I will continue running.
Okay. So you hear that. You can choose what to do with that information. Are you going to try and increase your run speed or just go with normal running?
Well, actually, hold on. Maybe he doesn't know what he looks like, so I'm just going to say it. I'll go, you're affected, you're afflicted with whatever disease has been wrought upon the dwellers of the asylum. You must be cured before it spreads further.
Okay, we're going to do that instead of run. Just make a persuasion check.
Yeah, because I don't want everybody in the streets to come and attack us. Because there's demon mushroom.
Yep.
The
I don't-
demon
yeah.
mushroom.
Gaston might get a huge crew of people with pitchforks.
Oh, no.
Well, I got a 1. I got a 2.
You got nothing. You
No,
critically
you gotta.
failed.
Well, yeah, 2 because of the +1. Yeah, it's 2.
Oh, it's +1. Yeah.
But I get another pip too. So
Hey, you just realized that as you rethink that scene, as you just yelled at him, you don't know what you look like. That he most likely doesn't understand based on the things he's already said and done, and as well as all the other creatures, that they don't understand what you look like. And you've realized that it's important to consider the source as you're trying to persuade people. And from that, gain the knowledge that you need to work on your persuasion.
by the way, that gives me, I believe, an extra pip.
Did that actually make it? Hey, nice.
Because I needed 3, right? Or 4.
It's based on the die that you were at, or the die that you
Yeah. So
I'm
if you're
at
at
die
2
of
dice,
2.
you only need 2.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then exactly. I'm exactly. Yeah, I should be getting another pip. Ouch.
Hey, look at you getting smarter.
Every day getting a tiny bit more charismatic.
Hey, Tom. This lion demon just tried to confuse you.
So I'm
If
probably
you would
just
like
gonna
to
shout.
spend an action to try and discern the motives of this lying demon, you may say that instead of doing something else, you can spend an acumen streetwise to really study him and understand what he's saying. Or you
Okay.
can run, or you can do one die down on both and do both things, whatever you want to do.
Let's go with acumen. I don't have streetwise, so I'll just have to do straight up acumen and see if this little lying demon is being honest.
All right.
Okay. Rolling the die.
Looks like an all right roll. Okay, so you beat a 10. Therefore, you are able to discern that there is nothing about his actions that betray the words. In other words, he's not doing anything that makes you think, all right, well, his eyes aren't darting to the left. Like if somebody's like, hey, no, I surrender, and looking to the left, hoping someone's going to jump you. This is more of a situation where he's looking right at you, and he seems to be showing honest concern with his eyes about what he's trying to convey to you. Although you don't necessarily believe the words, there's something about it that does say, hey, he believes what he's saying, that you aren't perceiving things right. So you haven't broken through all of the illusion, but at the same time, you're now aware that maybe something's wrong. You know something's off.
Mm-hmm. So Tom, like, kind of like slightly aggressively, like, tilts his head to the side, trying to see if the little demon is being honest with him, and says, "Help Esri."
All right. Okay, great. That's a great turn. That's Tom. Then we go down to White Ape. I believe. Are we still on that map? Let me double check.
Yep. I am still
Hey,
hiding
it's on your map.
until I feel like these guys have moved on. I am 100% hiding from them. Not moving.
Yeah, that's
Staying put.
I mean,
very
even
fair.
though I'm a big blob, it's probably pretty obvious that I'm injured and bleeding out, right?
It is obvious that you are bleeding out. You haven't been moving. He's been carrying you.
Right.
I think that that's something Erda could easily pick up on.
At this point, I will agree. Until now, I haven't really been able to get a good look at you because he just burst in the door and then I teleported like half a second later. But now we're standing in front of you and I'm like, yeah.
Well, you watch him kind of like grow out of the thing and then carry her form out of it. and all that.
Exactly. So at this point, I agree. Yeah, I've seen
All right.
enough. To be...
All right, so it's the NPC's turns. Because I'm mean to my NPCs, the human ones are just going to be auto dead because I don't want to roll a bunch of dice to take away from my PCs time during the game. So let's see if I can move these people. There we go. And that means you are deleted.
He's like, they all die. They're
Yeah,
they're
die.
done. They're
They didn't have
useless back to me now.
backstories.
I'm
I
done with
checked.
them.
If I don't write you a backstory, you really got no chance. Wasn't there another one in there? Is he under one of these people?
No, you
I think he
killed him
is.
first.
Oh, is he already dead? Is
Oh
that
wait,
what
there's one
happened?
guy right here, like down south, down
Oh, that dude hit. Oh, that's right. He got away. He hit. Ah, it's okay. All right, let's put these guys back like they were. I just assumed he was like trapped underneath them. I forgot he ran away. Brave Sir Robin ran away. I need to watch that movie again. All right. So,
Monty Python is the best.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're going to attempt to double their movement and attack. So they need to roll a 10 at one physical die down, and then make their attack at one melee combat die down. So let's do that physical first. Boop, boop. Oh, that's Johan and the other dude. So one die down, Johan, and the other guy. All right, yeah, they both easily make it up there. Boop, boop. They caught up to him, no problem. And they attack. Oh, yeah, their attack dice are not increased by their size. So Johan first. Still hits. And the other guy. Swing and a miss. He's just big and stupid. Because he's, I don't know, Strauss? I think I'm gonna say
Strauss.
You suck, Strauss. And no one likes your music. That's clearly not true. All right. And that one good hit, though, is still 3 dice of damage. That's a solid bit of damage. Oh, he's wearing the armor, though, which means he has 3 dice of resistance. That plate armor's fun. Hey, he's just wounded. He doesn't like it, but he's going to live. Maybe. All right, cool. That's everybody. Airdrek is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He looks out across the way towards you, where you were.
You could probably do an acumen check to see if he spots him underneath the fucking
Yeah.
because he's
I mean,
straight across.
There's range penalties,
It might catch eyes,
but he
like,
might
staring
see me
into
like.
his eyes.
It is a straight line, isn't it? We give it a shot. His acumen's actually not bad. His intelligence is the highest. His acumen was decent, and his physique was great. So let's do. I think it was this +2. Oh nope, one's in the wrong place. Oh well, nope. He has no idea what happened. You're gone. You vanished. Everybody's probably dead. The world has gone wrong, and he can't figure out what it was you were going for. Darn it.
Outcome for him. Yeah.
He wants to help desperately. And that's all the NPCs. We go down to Esri. We're at 50 seconds in, I think. So you got another 10 seconds before you bleed out. Erda. She is bleeding out. She just doesn't have to make the rolls to auto die yet.
Okay, I will roll to stabilize her.
All right.
I have medicine and I have the a specialization in stabilizing.
Awesome. Great. That's
Nice.
good news. There is some slight bad news. First, do you have any kits on you to help out? Do you have any...
Yeah, because we came back with our stuff. I went to the inn and then came back from the inn.
Okay.
So I do have my stuff on me, and I have a healer's kit.
That's amazing. There is still a slight problem that her body looks weird compared to every body you've ever seen. You're not weirded out by elf bodies. You are weirded out by giant, bloated, flabby elf bodies that don't look like elves. So there's going to be a penalty.
I will also give you that it's probably also hard for me to find where the wounds are because she is made of shadows.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah, so go ahead and try and
hard
make
to
your
guess.
check. Well, he brought her out into the light at least.
Yeah,
Which
fair.
she doesn't love. but she can't complain at the moment.
Just sizzling.
Well, I'm not
You're
trying to
making it
cast
worse.
my magic, so it's okay.
You're making it worse. Ugh.
The light, it burns.
All right, no, all right, you're still good. You are able to kind of sort through. You lift up something for a moment, and you're like, "Does she have 4 breath? Oh no, this is flab. There's so much flab. Oh, but you're like, oh, ooh, this wound is really nasty, and you find the source, and you're able to start like clearing out like a lot of the gunk that has just come out of her that is not even blood. It is something else that you are aware is not, I almost said human, or elven,
Normal?
not normal humanoid. There is whatever it is that she is filling up with. It's almost like a black wormy like matter, like just they're filled with black big slithering worms. Like if you were to cut one open and pull it and just let stuff flow out, it would just be like it was raining black spaghetti that's writhing. And that is what you find in this flab fold as it's coming out, and you just scoop out a whole bunch of it and then begin to bandage the wound the best you can. But you decide to scoop out some extra because you made a good roll here. And you realize scooping out a little extra, because none of this was meant to be a part of her to begin with before you start bandaging the wound. So you try and keep it, the things that are her in her and things that are not her out,
Yeah.
You made a good roll, and this is the nastiest mess you've ever seen doing any type of first aid.
Yeah. What you just described is like
He's
mango worms, and yeah, no, don't. Nobody look that up. Don't avoid it. But yeah,
I'm really glad I don't know what you were saying is a real thing. I thought I was making up something cool and horrible. You're like,
it's
that's a real
horrible.
thing. Check out this.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah. My family. Let's just say
No,
my family's
thank
worked
you.
in medicine for a long time, and so.
My family's a bunch of deadbeats. They did nothing interesting, so I'm good.
Well, I mean, my mom worked in medicine for a long time. Anyway,
That's nasty, sir. All right.
well,
I'm
I
trying to-
scoop as much gunk as I can out of her in this small amount of time,
Scoop as
and
much
I
gunk.
will try to continue to work on them because this is not healthy, and I don't even know what kind of mushrooms or what kind of worms are inside of a mushroom right now that's making the mushroom look like this. But they're probably not healthy for him either.
You're like
Uh,
scalpel, suction, ice cream scooper.
Now bring me Pumbaa.
Large
He's going to
vacuum.
Right.
Bring me Pumbaa. He's going to love these grubs.
At this point, you just see like a wet vac or a...
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Where's that darn meerkat when you need him?
All right, Tom. I'm not going to make you make a acumen check at this point. Whatever's happening clearly looks like the person that looks like it's wearing Erda's clothes is helping Esri. Esri, by the way, you are a staple. You will not have to make a check in 10 seconds.
Oh,
Thank
Celia,
you,
I just
Roberta.
Celia, from Tom's perspective, I just imagine he's looking down like, I really hope what he's doing is helping, as what he's seeing is me like ripping her organs out and eating it like, nom, 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 nom. But he's like not writhing in pain, so he's like, I'm gonna let this happen.
So all Tom is gonna do is undulate.
Apparently there is a limitation in the amount of distortion of your perceptions. Like the bodies are distorted, maybe the voices, but the actual actions and words are not.
Oh, thank goodness.
Unless we were in the blood mist a little longer, then it would get worse.
Well, for sure.
So what you doing, Tom?
Just wait for Erda to patiently wait for Erda to just help Esri, and if he feels weird, he's just gonna undulate his massive girth.
The
That's
giant
disgusting.
flabby mushroomy thing begins its mating ritual.
No, it was a
God,
threatening
no.
aggression stance.
Oh god, he's sporing.
I don't even understand what a flabby mushroom would look like. I don't know. That seems counterintuitive.
I love how Howard is just holding his.
He's a portly Abella.
What,
He's just too grossed out to talk to us right now.
He's portly Abella.
oh, that's horrible.
There
sir.
you go.
You're fired.
Yep.
All right, White Ape.
That's
Let's
fair.
switch back to you as you hide under a bleacher.
If I still hear the sound of combat, I am not moving an inch. So these guys are fighting down here.
Yeah, they are.
I am sitting still until they all like march off, and then I can get out and hopefully
Smart.
escape.
We cut back to White Ape, and he's underneath the bleacher, and there's just like a river of blood coming down the hallway.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
And he's just watching it as it inches closer towards him. It's like, please, please, no, no.
The two fellows closest to White Ape do not hear anything and have forgotten about White Ape in their muddled wormy thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and have just begun walking towards their allies. They no longer feel like they're in a rush, as they are no longer seeing a threat or feeling threatened. These two guys, I'm gonna say auto kill this guy, although he looked like he was doing good for a half second. And that is everything except Airdrek. So lost and confused. We'll creep forward and make a acumen check at no penalty because he didn't creep that far forward. +2. And he doesn't see enough. He had no idea what's going on. He's like, what am I doing? Where'd everybody go? Except he says it in the lizard. So it's like, and that's it. That's all my dudes.
There's a lot of licking.
Esri, unfortunately, the rules state that you are still unconscious. You are just not going to die. So as much as I'd love to have you wake up and roleplay with us, you, by the rules, cannot. And who am I but the game master to change such rules? And if I did that, that would seem really cheap to everyone else. So I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Sorry, Erda.
Wait, so she's that mortally wounded?
Well, no, because you stabilize her, she is now incapacitated and in a coma.
Okay, perfect. As long as she's just incapacitated.
Now use your blood magic to get all the demon blood out of her, or whatever that mist was that changed her.
I don't know if her body is ready for that, but I'm going to turn to Talm.
Sarah, is your body ready?
Hey, baby, is your body ready for this?
I don't want to like have healed her to the point where she's stable and then start cutting into her again immediately, where she will probably fall back into unstable territory.
What's the worst that
That would
could
mean
happen? You
My
kill a
job as a
demon.
doctor. Yeah. Oh yeah, well she's a demon, so if it, I will turn to Tom and say it's time for the experiment to begin as I walk over to him, trying to excise things out of him.
Hey,
I don't know if your anatomy is the
he's a
same,
demon.
but let me see if I can excise more of these worms from you.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, that looks
Tom,
super
like,
threatening.
apprehensively, like takes an arm of his
Like-
to, like
I knew this day would come.
Tom was like, I am not ready for this.
All right, so Tom, if you're going to willingly do it, it'll be both of y'all's actions as he works on you. If you're going to resist, it's going to make his life harder. You're up to you. He
Depending on
saved
how painful
Esri.
it
He
is.
looks like a demon. He just said the time for the experiment to begin, which sounds super evil. It's all up to you, sir.
Reluctantly, Tom will let Erda help him because he's kind of wondering. Okay, his actions didn't betray his supposed motives. But I'm still
Right,
concerned.
Stand really still because you have like a mycelium bark. I'm gonna need to use this long sword to cut through it.
Ah!
Oh.
And then using his magic, he starts it up like a chainsaw somehow.
All of a sudden, it becomes serrated,
Yeah.
and the
I don't know
serration
if I wanna
starts
do this
revolving around
anymore.
the sword.
I don't know if I want to do this anymore. No, you're gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
As he cuts into the
As you
mycelium
pull out
and
a
says,
vinyl glove and
"Timber!"
snap it against your wrist
Exactly. A giant
or
rubber
forearm.
glove. All right, I will attempt to treat, or actually, what I'm going to do is attempt to diagnose the condition, quote unquote. But when I say that, I'm going to think through my training of blood sorcery and see if there is anything I know, like from a magical point of view, magical theory point of view. Could this be? Well, I'm assuming this is a magical effect, but if it is a magical effect, is there something I know about that magical effect and how to counteract it?
All right, cool. Make your awesome. It's going to be intelligence. In this case, yeah, you got the blood source respect. Go, just do that.
Okay.
All right. You
Dang.
you walk up closely. You've been inspecting him. You just inspected very closely Esri, and you consider that most likely this is it's not really so much as an individual demon that you're dealing with, but more like an essence of demonic power, sort of like the souls that are drawn into a demonic realm and forced into like this vast puddle of like just ooze, and eventually they're able to grow and become actual demons as they come out as a small slime and work their way up to an imp, to a whatever, up to some grand horrible demon. This is the base ooze that has been infected into his blood using blood magic sorcery.
So he's
So
been
you
infected
could-
with like a blood parasite.
Basically, yes. And it's the ooze is just going to fill him up, and whichever is the most essentially, if there was one particular soul in that blender full of souls that is more powerful than the others, sort of like the one sperm that hits the egg, that was the one that would eventually take over and create a demon out of him. That is the way this works. And you understand this somewhere between like your understanding of how the demonic magic of blood magic works, how they get infected, as well as your own base understanding of demon magic in general, and an idea of what happens to souls that are drawn through demon magic into the hell realms. You think that what basically is happening is he's been filled up with tainted soul particles.
Yeah, they're kind of like soul larvae. And
Yes.
whichever soul larva is the biggest is going to eat all the rest of the larva into itself and become the next stage. It's going to evolve into.
So you ever play those like snake.io games?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
It's that you have to be the snake that goes around to get the other snakes, and the one that wins will take over the host organism.
All right, so really, we got to either get all of those out of him, which is probably going to be a very painful process. I'm not going to lie. Or we got to draw these spirits out using some kind of magical mechanism.
Actually, this is where we're going to break down to a mini game, and we're all going to play snake.io.
Okay. We're gonna play Mario, Dr. Mario.
What you
You're
need
playing
to
Dr.
do-
Mario while the rest of us are playing snake.io.
All right,
Okay, cool.
Tarek, I got the best plan for Erda. Pull out your makeup kit and dress up like a girl, and then seduce the worms out of them. Hey there, big boy, come
You
on.
just Bugs Bunny to the Tasmanian devil.
Yes, do that. Works every time.
If the
Dress up
worms
like a
were
lady
Elmer
worm.
Fudd, they'd probably fall for it.
I just have to Pied Piper him out of. Wait, what is a mushroom's orifice? How would I get these out?
The fun part about mushrooms is they have more than one. They have several, actually. It's really, in this case,
Oh my
weirdly,
god!
it's going to be all up to Matt to describe how many orifices he'd like your character to be able to find with a medicine check.
I love the fact that he put on the sunglasses right as we started talking about the orifices, like as though Tom was like, "Yeah, that many." Project Badass.
I just found them on my desk. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
It feels like this is an Invincible meme. Like, where's the orifice on a mushroom person? Well, that's the best part. There's a whole bunch.
Think, Erda, think.
Reach your arm into his mouth.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for one of his like stalks, his leg stalks, because those look very large and engorged. Maybe if I can rip through the mycelium layer, I can see what the hell's underneath. So I'm just gonna start.
He might just like lift his right leg to pee and his left leg to poo.
That's true. All right.
Little did you know that I've been fertilizing this city the whole time. Every time we were walking. Ha ha ha.
I was gonna say
Mark that territory.
I was gonna say I'll do a medicine check, but instead, what I'll do is actually, there has to be some other skill for, like, discovering anatomy. You know what I mean? Of another creature. I'm just gonna do a blank intellect check and see if I can figure out how to not injure him and still be able to remove some of these creatures.
All right. Unfortunately, I would normally make it a 10, but if he's weird enough, I'm going to have to make it a 15. So the question is, how far from the basic humanoid shape would your Mycéan be, Matt? And if you want, you can send me a private message, however you want to answer that. If you want to answer publicly and tell the audience, it's all fine with me. I mean, if you have the same basic arrangement as a normal humanoid, you can just say that. If you want to say that you're different, that makes total sense. It's all up to you.
Let's just say the same basic arrangement as a normal humanoid.
All right. Then, sir, you have lucked out as you suddenly realize, hey, these Mycéan are as weird as you thought. They have the same basic arrangement as a normal humanoid because the only one you've ever checked does.
So this must be how they all are.
Must
I'm
be.
gonna make a broad.
Little did you know, there's also some inverted Mycéans underground too, who decide to walk on their arms.
You're all invertebrates. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't say he said inverted, not invertebrates.
No, that's
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Derek was making a joke off of that, but
it's fine. Okay, so then let me make a medicine check and see if I can drop on in. What can we do to Oh no.
Ooh. Oh my.
So I did use a long sword. I was like, you know what? This thing is tough. I'm gonna need to get some hacking done. And then, oh no, he's a bleeder.
you noticed that he wasn't circumcised and you fixed it.
I mean, same basic anatomy.
I'll make a rabbi out of you yet.
Wow, that is one of the worst rolls from this campaign.
At least I learned.
The only die that was taking away was the 2 because it was higher than all the other ones.
So what I learned was the brachial artery in Mycéans runs way closer to the skin layer than in normal mammals.
All right, so here's what basically happened is you spent your turn trying to study him and to work on him. He spent his turn choosing to trust you and is now filled with regret as he is no longer filled with what appears to be some of his life force oozing out of his leg.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and
Like
accidentally do 2d6 damage to your friend.
Hey, that's fair.
That he chose to relent to, therefore he cannot armor against.
9 points.
Oh no.
All right. The
I'm
upside.
trying to remember where I have to record that on my character sheet.
All right. So you were ignoring wound penalties, but it doesn't mean you weren't wounded. Were you wounded?
I don't think Tom had been.
I don't think I got wounded in this escapade.
Oh, well, that's kind of good news. But hey, guess what just happened?
Actually, I think I had 6 points of wounded. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then 9 takes you from either wounded or severely wounded, whichever one you were, all the way up to incapacitated.
Yeah,
Yikes.
look. When he's unconscious, he's easier to operate on, so it's all good.
That's a huge save.
Yeah,
All right,
just-
so your character is at a minus 2d until healed, but you're not because you are huge and weird. And that's that's severely wounded. Incap as a free action before losing consciousness. All right, the character may try to stay up with a moderate 11 plus stamina or metal roll. So you can either make a physique stamina or a charisma metal roll and beat an 11 to not fall unconscious.
I'm going to do a stamina roll.
All right, cool.
All right. So, blah.
If you have stamina, remember to add a die for your bonus
Yes.
physique right now.
It's taking forever to roll the dice, though, for whatever reason.
I don't know.
There we go.
There it is.
Hooray!
Hey,
Dang.
look at you. You're like, pfft,
This is
That's it.
nothing.
He
tis
just
but
got
a
ma-
scratch.
Yeah, he got mad at me and then punched me into the fucking.
All right. You continue to act, and because of your current state, you are not at a minus 3D penalty. So essentially, you notice the wound open. You see some worms crawl out, and then they just crawl right back in.
Ugh.
The worms crawl up. The worms crawl in.
Look, I may not be in the best position to continue doing surgery at this juncture, but we will find a way. And I guess that's the end of our turn.
Just seeing the parasites would probably make Tom like kind of like ugh,
just
You are-
get them out of me.
You just faint.
You are at this moment aware that something is completely wrong because you know enough about your own anatomy to know that you aren't normally completely full of black worms.
Oh my gosh, this is turning into a bout of
You
Princess
like-
Mononoke right
He's
there.
like, wait. Do I just fill a bunch of bladders in my body to move? Doesn't sound right. And why are those bladders coming back into my leg?
God, it reminds me. Also reminds me of the scene from what was it, The Empire Strikes Back, where Luke cut open that one animal so he could survive the harsh cold
Han
of Hoth.
cut it open.
Huh?
Actually, Han cut the get the tauntaun open,
Oh,
and all
and
like
I
it was
thought-
a tauntaun. That's right.
And I
So
thought
I'm just
they
gonna say,
smelled
I'm feeling
bad
like a
on the
tauntaun right
on the
now.
outside.
roar, roar, roar.
All right, so
Yeah, and I thought mushroom smelled bad on the inside.
Yeah,
On the outside.
when he opens
Yeah.
up that belly of the tauntaun, his guts spill out like weird, like see-through worms. Yeah.
you know, I always thought they looked like just like balloons that have been dusted with like some sort of like flour or something.
Delicious. Flower.
We all know they don't look like guts.
They don't look like guts. I don't know what that effect was, what they did to actually do it. All right, White Ape.
Yes. Do I continue to hear combat?
You did recently hear combat. That is the last thing you heard was somebody else dying horribly just
I
down
will-
the hall.
I will peek out from this corner.
Okay.
Can I see Airdrek down here?
That'd be tough, but maybe go ahead and make your acumen check.
All right, okay.
If you have anything for eyeballing stuff, make
I have
that roll instead.
search, but I don't have like.
Yeah, it'll take away the 5 and leave you with your 4 and your 1, giving you a 5. So you know, you suck.
All right, I'm gonna
but
peek
hey,
around the corner. To
You
see.
got slightly better at searching for stuff just now.
What are your
Oh,
elven
it's search.
eyes?
I have search.
Oh, you should have rolled that. That's what I
I
was saying.
said,
If you have
is it
anything for
search?
eyeballing.
And you were just like, hmm.
No, I said if you have anything for eyeballing.
Oh, it's
but
just
if
a
you
plus
talk
one.
over-
It's just 3D plus one, so it would have been a.
All right, if you talk over me, you can't hear me. That's how this thing works. So I was trying to tell you that if you have any skills for eyeballing stuff, roll that.
I heard that. I said I have search, and you didn't say anything. You said it's just acumen. I did say that.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then if I'm talking over you, I can't hear you either. But if you heard me say it and you said you have search, you should have rolled search.
Yeah.
I understand.
Anyways, it's just a +1. It's the same roll +1, so it doesn't matter.
No, well, then your search still would have gone up slightly.
So, it still doesn't matter.
You peer, and you realize that helps when you're closer to stuff, and you're going to keep that in mind for next time.
Yeah.
And you're going to get better
I am
at
going
searching.
to peek around this corner and see if they're still there.
Okay. You see these two large bodies because they're kind of hard to miss.
Okay. Well, since I don't have sneak, because sneaking is a totally different skill than hide, I will continue to hide because I'm not good at sneaking. I'm only good at hiding.
Well, those are two very different things.
I disagree.
Staying still
but
and
okay.
crawling after people without being noticed are two different things.
I disagree, but hey, that's just this game. So I could continue to hide until they are totally out of. Next turn, maybe they'll be out of my sight, and I can.
Okay, the idea that hiding inside of a box versus walking through a crowd and not being noticed are the same is weird to me.
Right. But when you're in a box, you have to control your breathing so people don't hear you in the box, control your movement so you don't get. Same thing to me. Like the skills kind of overlap to me. But this is beside the point. We argue about this later. It's in this game. It's two different skills. I'm cool with that. I continue to hide because that's what I have to do.
All right, so you hide. That is next on the list. After White Ape is the NPCs. All right, so what they do at this point doesn't really matter as they're not near any of y'all. So what I'm going to say is, White Ape, you hear movement kind of moving away from you. You hear some people yelling and charging at the human voices yelling and charging at what appear to be monsters based on what they're yelling. And then you hear what sounds like the monsters crushing them. And then the sounds kind of stop.
But they're
and
getting
that's
further
about all
away.
you hear. But they
Right.
are getting further away. But it does sound horrible and unnerving. And you don't hear whatever Airdrek is doing. Airdrek is doing something. You don't know.
Sure. I've lost everybody.
Airdrek goes in Mark's territory. He pees on a plant. He doesn't know what to do.
I've lost everybody. I don't know. I'm just trying to save myself here at this point. That's all I got.
You are completely forgotten about underneath your pew. Your random bench in a church. And that is all my NPCs. So we'll move on down to Esri. Unfortunately, you remain being the very lovely, fat, gross, bloated corpse. And Erda.
I will attempt to awaken Esri.
All right, cool. How are you going to do that?
I have a healer's kit, and I'm assuming there's some kind of herbs in there that are intended to be pungent and wake people, rouse people from a
All right.
fainting spell or something like that.
So the people that are comatose are hard to wake, but it's not technically impossible. So you can absolutely make a roll.
I was gonna say if she's comatose, it's probably not even gonna work. But he's still gonna try it because that's what he knows to try.
Like I say, it's not technically impossible.
Okay, so would you say that's a medicine check?
Yes.
I'm gonna
All right.
spend a character point,
Okay.
and I will roll one more d6. I hope it's not a what? God damn it!
Aw.
Because of course.
As I was saying, as I was fucking saying it. Oh, Christ.
All right.
You
So
almost turned to Waluigi there. I hope it's not wah.
And I don't have any more character points. That was my last. I was like, I gotta make sure that I get Esri up, so I'll spend.
that was a strong effort, though. All right. So essentially, here's the the thing, and you're like, we got smelling salts, we got this, and you align the smelling salts around her big weird face, and you've got one hand kind of like holding them in place and like trying to hold her head up, and then just as you think, this is definitely not going to work, one of her eyes, unbeknownst to you, begins to flutter open, and you're like, maybe if I just jab her real quick, see what that does. And you jab her, and she goes, and she passes back out as she takes just the slightest bit of damage. Not enough
Just
to
the
do any true
slightest bit.
damage, but just enough to knock her right back into unconsciousness. But hey, you just got slightly better at using medicine kits, and you realize
Yeah.
that maybe you shouldn't get impatient and jab your patients.
You think?
It's a good lesson to learn.
Even when they're giant blobby monster demon people.
It's going to take a lot of failure in medicine for me to get better at medicine, though, unfortunately.
Or, spending actual, character points on it too.
We can't. We're too busy, spending character points to make sure that our rolls are good.
So one way or the other, you're getting better at stuff.
Yes.
Exactly.
He just spent his last character point.
I'm good with it. It's fine. I'm actually really good at medicine. I just happen to have a bad roll. I made actually a bad decision because I had a pretty good roll already. I had a 14.
So I'm just hoping that Sarah brought something alcoholic to drink for this game because she's really got nothing to do but watch us. Did you make popcorn?
I'm playing Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh, okay, cool. You're doing a thing. All right, cool. After
She's dreaming
I've
about
injured-
plants and zombies as she's in her coma.
I've injured both my patients, so I feel like I should probably stop trying to help anymore. I've done what I can.
after that
They're
debacle,
like, don't touch anybody, Erda. Just leave them be.
You're hurting us at this point. Please stop.
hey, Tom, I need you to make before your turn begins, make a charisma metal check.
Well, I only have charisma.
Okay, make a straight charisma check. Okay. Tom, as he cuts into her, he looks like he's helping her at first, but then you see him cut into her, and she lets out a scream of pain. And you're pretty sure you heard him giggle. And it's really messing with you. Like has this demon been tricking you this entire time? Now, how would you like to take your turn?
Oh, jeez.
Well, originally, before that would happen, I was hoping that Tom would probably kind of contort his form to try to squeeze the worms out of him like he was popping a giant pimple. But maybe he gives a little pat on the little imp's head.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's like, hey, stop it.
What I imagined as soon as you said that was you squeezing your body, quote unquote, and then all of those worms shooting out on her.
Oh,
Like, oh, why? Oh God, why? Why are you doing this to me?
Yes,
I tried
Steve.
to help you.
One of us gobble goo.
Google gobble, Google gobble.
this is
That sounds like
serious.
a more fun idea. Let's squeeze the worms
it
out
doesn't.
and shoot it to her.
You know what? I'm good with it. We're gonna do that, and then what's gonna happen with that will probably be the cliffhanger at this point. So why don't you try to attack him with your wormy goo? That's gonna be. Well, you describe how you based on what you already
I'm
said.
assuming it's gotta be contortion.
I would say contortion. Yeah. All right. Go with contortion. Your contortion roll. You only need a 10
Oh,
to hit.
boy.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh God.
And as you
You made this
squeeze the
suggestion,
demonic
Tarek.
goo
You doomed
from
yourself.
your open wounds, shooting at him as just this stream of black spaghetti worms writhing towards him in an attempt to infect and destroy him. That is where we will end this game.
This has been one of the most interesting and grossest games we've played so far.
You know, and after you said somewhere recently in there, Princess Mononoke, I'm like, you know, I wasn't aiming for that, but yeah, I'm feeling that.
It makes sense.
You took an instinctual, subconscious inspiration from that, I would assume.
Yeah, from mango worms and fucking Princess Mononoke. Thank you for reading my nightmares. Then exposing me to
I'm
them.
so sorry, Tarek.
Oh my god.
Good times, good times. Well, thank you anyone who's watched this far. Like, subscribe, click the bell, do
Hit all the
things.
buttons.
All right.
Except the dislike.
Thank you, everybody. We'll be here next week. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Love it.